This is not boot camp. It is, however, a camp that introduces teens to the various aspects of the criminal justice system. This is video from throughout the years of Camp Cadet, an annual summer camp operated by the Pennsylvania State Police. The camp originated at the State Police Academy back in 1970.
Ours came about probably over like 30 some years ago. It was a trooper, George Schnurr, John Smith, wanted to bring Camp Cadet to this area. They coupled themselves with Mr. Jeffrey Mason to be part of a civilian board and put these camp together to bring youth there. So it was with the blessing of Captain Hafer at the time, who was the troop end commander, kind of giving them the resources they needed to bring camp. I believe ours was held at the Hickory Run State Park for the first. So then you probably had troopers cooking. So the counselors were cooking and supervising at the same time. Now we have very good plush accommodations at Penn State Hazleton, I might add.
Trooper First Class David Peters is a public information officer with the State Police at Troop N in Hazleton. While most summer camps are fun and games, this experience is different.
I'm not going to lie, they sometimes look like train wrecks on Sunday and Monday because some of them aren't used to that type of things. And they probably think for the first 3 days they can't do anything right and they can't get out of their own way. And then as the week goes on, they gain more confidence in themselves. And we reward that confidence and keep going with them. And then to see them on Friday at graduation, when I get to look out and see the parents, first of all, they're in shock when they march in because they don't know who their kid is right now. But the sense of pride that they have in their child, and then the child looking back at the parents knowing, wow, I did this and this wasn't easy.
Why should our viewers consider this for their children, and why should the children themselves want to be part of this?
That's funny because a lot of parents choose it for their kids. However, the kids don't choose it for themselves. But it's a rewarding program. I mean, you don't have to want to go into law enforcement to do this program. It's a very challenging program. It's meant to be challenging. We tell people in the interview, we're going to push you past your comfort zone. And the whole goal is to teach you to never give up on yourself. You know, people, if they fail, they think that's the end of it. They're not good at it. But no one built things overnight. The guy who made the iPhone didn't do it on the first try. But, make them understand that if you want to put the work in and change some things about yourself, you can do anything you want to do.
And while Camp Cadet only lasts a week, its influence can last a lifetime.
I think it mentally prepares them, that's the big thing. It mentally prepares them for adversity, understanding that they can be broken down to their lowest point that they feel is their lowest point, and they can bounce back and they can go on and do whatever they want.
Camp Cadet is a nonprofit organization that provides meals, lodging, and programs to the campers at no cost. But what is it really like?
Well, they have to run every morning. PT starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. They have to be out in formation on their own. There you go. Mom isn't waking them up. And you definitely don't want us waking you up. It's not an experience that you're going to hope for. But after that, it's, again, very regimented, military-like, but they see things like canine, helicopters, different aspects of our resources, our horses, game commission. They get a chance to see a scuba dive unit that's used to help in dive cases. So the experience for them, I think, is not something that everybody gets to see. It's not your traditional community safety day out there that they're going to see all these resources.
They're being exposed to careers, too, that they might not know exist.
Sure. We do bring outside agencies in, like, we've had the FBI, Secret Service. So we want them to understand that there's various jobs in the criminal justice field. It just doesn't have to be a law enforcement. So they see forensics, and at least they understand what TV is and what real life is when it comes to forensics. Because a lot of people are interested in that, but maybe not understand that they have to be a police officer to do that. So they get to ask questions, and they get to see a lot of different things. And I think a lot of things is a social aspect. There's no electronics there. So it's hysterical to literally see them at their first formation where they don't know how to act because they have no phone in their hand and they can't text their parents and they can't do this. And they literally have to have a physical conversation with somebody.
Camp Cadet isn't the only summer program offered by the state police. Children or adults with special needs or disabilities and their immediate family are invited to take part in a one-day adventure known as Camp Sunny Day.
5 years ago, I believe it started. This will be our 4th year. That was the mindset of Corporal Samantha Manucci at a Troop J Lancaster. Her brother had special needs and it would always help her with Camp Cadet, but couldn't attend because of the physical aspect of camp. So she created Sunny Day. She pitched the program to our higher ups and other CSOs and everybody loved the program. And we've been doing ours ever since, and it's a huge success. That is a one-day Camp Cadet experience for individuals with special needs and disabilities and their families. Ours is held at the Pocono Raceway on May 9th from 10 until 3. So everything I mentioned in Camp Cadet, helicopters, SWAT vehicles, canines, horses, they are all there for the kids to come and interact with, completely free.
What's been your reaction when you saw those kids with this?
That's they're both priceless, but to see those young men and women that are there with their special needs and their families just have a day just for them, and to, the contact that they may come in with law enforcement, they might be afraid or intimidated based upon the condition. To see that break down and to be them, they're so excited to see us. We're so excited to see them. And even the presenters, the people that are there, usually come to us and say it's probably in their top 10 of the best thing they've ever done in their career. So that makes it worth it right there. But the kids they're amazing. And we get kids to come back year after year after year.
There is an application deadline for both camps. The registration deadline for Camp Cadet is March 31st, and the deadline for Camp Sunny Day is April 6th.
It never gets tiring to see the smiles and the pride. And people come up to you all the time and, hey, I went through Camp Cadet, and look, I don't recognize them sometimes because now they have facial hair and they're 6'4", and it's been 20 years removed. But the fact that they're willing to come up and they recognize us, we made an impact, a positive one, and that makes you happy.
Reporting for SSPTV News, I'm Lisa Sugart.